What a wild episode. Wow. Okay.
It was wild.
We actually got really nervous that this was a season finale because it felt like one.
It did. There
It
was
felt
a
like
lot
there
of
was basically
dramatic stuff.
everything was wrapping itself up. For a second there, I was nervous that this wasn't just a season finale; it was a series finale, and they were just like done with it.
Done with Chucky.
They're just killing everyone.
So many people.
So spoilers, obviously. Okay. So episode 7. There is another episode. It's called Chucky, actually. So we are getting one more, as expected. But I don't know. I was just like, man, what if they just, what if we didn't? Because last year, we thought there was 10 episodes because IMDb had listed 10, and it was 8.
Right.
And we were like, wait, what? As the episode ended, we were just like, oh, so this is the end? Mm-hmm. So this time I was like, what if it was just 7? Because Stranger Things is like 8 episodes one season, 9 episodes the next, and 8 episodes the next, and you just don't know. So I was nervous, like, at the end of this. Like, so I had to, like, go to my phone, and when it had a title, I was like, okay. But there wasn't a next on. Like there usually is.
There wasn't.
We usually stop immediately when that comes on, but this time there wasn't one, and I was like we need to check the phone really quick.
There's another episode. Thank goodness.
Yeah. I think. I mean, unless IMDb screwed up, but it did feel like it. No, it is happening. It's just it felt like a season finale for sure. It was pretty wild.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into it. So we get this. I like how this episode is structured with giving bits of characters in their confessions and kind of where they are in their headspace and leaving these moments for characters to say something that's going to play into the moment that has happened or is about to happen. I thought that was a really cool way to do this. And I also quite liked the Sin City coloring that they used. It was very, very Sin City.
In the
where everything felt like it was black and white except for some highlighted colors.
Yeah, I liked that too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, what did you think of the episode overall before we jump into it all?
I was overwhelmed. There's a lot happening, and I was mostly just nervous at the end because, like we've been saying, it felt like a final episode. But I really liked it. My favorite part would probably be seeing the angel version of Nadine. That was really sweet, and I was very glad we got to see her again.
Wearing her Elton John costume.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like
great.
to me.
It was just super cute, and I love her interaction with Lexi, because I said at the beginning of this episode, like, I could totally see Lexi, like, overdosing on those pills, and seeing her struggle with it. I mean, we've been watching her struggle with addiction the whole season, but it's just, I'm hopeful that she's gonna make the real turnaround, after having that kind of near-death experience. And I also really liked seeing, well, I didn't like it, but when the good guy Chucky was still kind of coming through in between bits of the evil Chucky, I felt very bad for him, as I have been.
Yeah.
Because he just feels so innocent and pure, and like he doesn't really know what's going on. And I just think that sucks. It's unfair that he, is the one innocent facet of his personality and has to deal with all the ramifications of the actions of his other selves.
Yeah. Definitely a lot of emotional stuff this episode, for sure. Mm-hmm. If Chucky was Game of Thrones, this was the Red Wedding.
Yeah.
There's just so many unexpected things that happened in this that, with this show, there can be a lot of things that are tropey or as expected. Mm-hmm. That is not the case with this episode. There are so many things that happened that I was like, what the fuck? Like, I couldn't believe it.
Sure.
A few things that happened. So, as I said, let's get into it. But whoa, it took Father Bryce dying for me to finally remember his name.
Father Bryce.
So
yeah.
I've always just been calling him the father or the priest or whatever.
Yeah.
But Father Bryce. I finally learned it after 7 episodes. After he exploded 7 times.
I was gonna say maybe that's why you got it, because it was like each explosion knocked the name into your brain more.
So there's a joke in Family Guy where they make fun of old like action movies where Stewie and Brian like jump out of an exploding house and they show the explosion from like 15 different angles and the house blows up each time that they show it from the different angle. So this is kind of like a play on that where it just keeps showing his explosion over and over. I don't know. You said it's like they're proud of it, and I get that. But
I don't think that was the main reason.
I have to assume that the intention was comedic.
Yes,
like it's just so ridiculous.
It is
funny it gets. It's that. Another Family Guy reference here, but it's like, you know, when Peter stubs his shin. And have you ever seen that where he just sits there and he's like, ooh, ooh.
And it's just like,
and it just keeps going on for like 3 straight minutes.
Yeah.
And it's like one of those things where it's like, it goes on for so long, like it's funny, and then it's like not funny anymore, and then it's funny because it's like, it's going on for so much longer than you expect it to. So you kind of laugh initially, then you're like, what? And then you laugh again because it's like, is this still happening? Mm-hmm. Are we still going to show it again? This is like the 8th explosion.
Yes, I thought it was hilarious though. The whole time. It was just like, and they were different. It looked like different takes too, of course. Mm. It wasn't just the same explosion. I thought it was wonderful.
It was a blending of CG and practicals. I thought his severed head on the ground that was like screaming, I thought that looked amazing.
Yes, I agree.
I don't know if that was like a composite or like a face, a digital face like put over. It doesn't look like one.
It looks great. Whatever it was really awesome.
We're kind of jumping all over the place.
We are.
So as far as good guy Chucky goes, who I'm assuming is dead and gone for good and is now in either purgatory or hell.
Hopefully purgatory.
Yeah, that was super sad, of course. They definitely played with it a little bit on trying to see, you know, if they could trick you into thinking like Chucky is just pretending to be good guy Chucky. Uh-huh. But in the end, I definitely have to say that I'm very much on the side that good Chucky existed and that he was split like Nika. Except for with Nika needed to see blood. She has to have a specific trigger. And then good guy Chucky, you know, would go to sleep and Chucky would take over if that was the roles that they had. Mm-hmm. But it seemed like bad Chucky could kind of take over when he wanted. Yeah. At one point, like once that killing happened, mm-hmm. which there were signs that good guy Chucky, I don't think good guy was ever going to be able to stay good because the killing and just the stress of it all, I think kind of fractured his mind and his rehabilitation. So it was a very tragic story that I was not expecting this season for sure. I wasn't expecting to be like rooting for a Chucky and feeling genuine sympathy for him. And yeah, when he's sitting there and he's just like, do you think I'll go to heaven? And it's like, it's gut wrenching and like Jake, you know, kind of feeling that too when he's like, well, at least can I go to purgatory? Like, you know, trying to find that middle ground of like, I don't feel like I deserve this, but mm-hmm. like I also feel bad. And Jake's just like, I don't know, like mm-hmm. he can't even take it. And it's like I'm sitting there and I'm like, I can't take this. Like, no. So nobody
can take it.
That was a huge blow. So yeah, as from what I can tell, I can't see any reason to see otherwise. Good guy Chucky is dead.
I think so.
So that's a shame, but we must move on. We get an open and title card with candles signifying the exorcism to come. We get an exorcism in this, of course, which plays out very, very similar to The Exorcist. We also get a Hannibal Lecter direct reference here.
That was really cool to see him with the mask on.
Which is ruined for you.
That, as well as the fact that there is an exorcism, although that's all on the, next week. So most people wouldn't consider that a spoiler, but because we never watched those, I was really bummed that I got both of those spoiled, so.
Yeah.
But I still loved it.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, the exorcisms to come. The Hannibal mask, it is what it is. It's not, I don't find either of those to be major, so at least you didn't get anything major spoiled.
Right, yeah.
Because there's a lot to spoil in this episode, and those would be on the lower end of spoilers. So it could have been way worse. All right. We also learn that Tiffany is only able to transfer into her original Belle doll or a Belle doll. She says a Belle doll. Now, I don't know if that means her specific Belle doll. Since Chucky can transfer into good guy dolls, I would assume that any Belle doll. But she said it was rare.
Yes.
Even though Tiffany lives in a freaking trailer park.
Yes, but that was probably the time of their creation, right? It's like a
I'm sure it became
90s doll.
It became popular, or it became popular after its discontinuation, where you have that rare item where it's they only made 100 of these things. So then, but that I would assume there are other Belle dolls out there.
Yes,
right?
I would also assume that.
So. But, man, jumping ahead a bit, Jennifer Tilly's death, getting hit by a truck,
it
was shocking.
So out of nowhere.
I was not expecting that in the slightest. When she ran out in the road, I thought Jennifer Tilly might get hit by a car. Tiffany.
Yeah.
In Jennifer Tilly's body. I thought maybe she might get hit by a car and might be injured. Like I need to transfer my body, and she's like, you're not taking my body and going into a dying body kind of thing. And then maybe force her into it. And then Jennifer Tilly may get caught, picked up by the paramedics or something, and then they miraculously save her. My head was kind of going all over the place.
I thought that they were gonna Jennifer Tilly in the doll was gonna run into that diner or whatever.
Yeah.
And kind of cause some scene, and then Tiffany was gonna have to start killing people, or I don't know. That's what I thought was gonna happen. So then when the truck came and she also exploded.
Oh my god.
She completely exploded. That was just what? So unexpected.
So beyond unexpected, because it's
we had so many theories.
It's not only that, it's that Bride of Chucky happened and Seed of Chucky happened so long ago, and there was this switch, right? And then we never heard about Jennifer Tilly again. And then boom, in this season they introduce no, she's still in there.
Yeah.
And it's we introduce her, and then she's just in a cage, and then she's in the backseat of a car, and then she's killed.
Yeah.
It's kind of just it is semi-anticlimactic, but I do love subversion of expectations and unexpected things. So I'm on board for it. I think what's more shocking to me about it than anything, because them doing it is shocking, but I think what really hit was I just felt terrible for Jennifer Tilly.
Yeah.
Wow, she just was imprisoned in this body.
Yes.
For decades.
decades, and then when she
and then
finally
gets loose
escape.
and is immediately killed.
Yeah. It's super tragic.
But at the
I
same
felt bad for her,
time,
too.
Jennifer Tilly is now wanted for murder. So if she was transferred into her body, she'd just go to prison
Yeah.
if she tried to, like, go back to society. So her life was kind of ruined. So maybe death was, you know...
The preferable outcome, I don't know
Yeah.
about that, but yeah, her life was absolutely ruined. So even if she had gotten her old body back, I mean, prison or death, I guess. That's what you weigh.
Yeah, I don't know. But that was uber shocking, and for a few reasons. Anyways, Lexi does return to drugs. We thought there was a chance for sure because of Nadine's death. She does return, but that seems to be once again squashed.
Yes.
Because Nadine comes and talks to her. That's a very, very tender, sweet moment. Nadine in her little cute angel outfit, as I said, looked like it was designed by Elton John.
It was great.
Very, very, very adorable. A great scene for Lexi, for sure. Unfortunately, that is squashed by Sister Ruth, who does finally let her hair down
She
as
does.
expected. Although I was hoping for some like super sexy outfit or something.
Yeah, I thought she's getting there. Slowly but surely.
She's dead.
Oh wait, yeah, you're right. Duh. I'm sorry.
She's getting there.
She's getting there.
Yeah, one-eyed Willie is getting there, huh?
You know why I thought that? Because for a moment when she like pulls her eye out, I thought she was just gonna be blind out of one eye. Like I didn't think she was gonna be dead. Well,
Yeah.
And then she just passed out. But
I mean, I'm pretty sure she's
I
dead.
think she's dead, too.
Although this is with this show, who knows? But I'm gonna say 99% she's dead.
Not gonna get to her sexy stage. That was it. It was just the hair.
Well, she'd have to wear an eye patch that matched whatever outfit she was rocking. Anyway, so yeah, I do really like this scene with Andy confessing that he genuinely doesn't know what to do with his life after Chucky. And I think it's possible we might not see Andy and Kyle again.
I did too. That's what that felt like. It felt like a farewell.
It did. It
Especially
felt like
showing-
they were just done, and like they were, we were gonna say.
Well, yeah, showing the scene from the, like the ending. So, like, yeah. We'll see though.
Yeah, we'll see. I did feel like a send off. To have them kind of walk out into the unknown and mirror that with the ending of Child's Play 2 as they walk out of the good guys doll factory, and it's like, where do we go now? And it's like, I have no, hell do I know kind of thing. Whatever the line is, paraphrasing. I don't know. I because they think Chucky's dead, they just want to move on with their life. And after everything that's happened to Andy and everything that's happened to Kyle, I don't know if Jake and them would call on them again. Like, I think they'll say something like they've been through enough.
Sure.
It's time. It's our burden now. Like they've done enough. Like, did you see what happened? Like, Andy can't take anymore. It's time for him to have a life. Let them fucking think that it's over. Now, do I think that means that we'll never ever see them again? No. I think if this show goes on for enough time, they'll come back.
I agree.
But for now, I do think it is the plan for them to pass on the torch and be done. So I think it's just going to be Jake and whatnot from here on. But we'll see. We'll see if they're in the next episode. I doubt we'll see them in the next episode. But we'll see. We'll see. All right. And so Father Bryce calls Vatican, and it seems like it's all going well, and then he gets off the phone.
And he's like, I've been excommunicated.
Yeah, he's John Wick now. He's excommunicado. And he's going rogue and strips off his clothes.
Yeah, he does.
changes his
Mom's
glasses,
clothes.
which was pretty funny.
The glasses thing they did also multiple times.
Yeah.
Where they showed it from a bunch of different angles.
Keep explode. Yeah, they keep doing a lot of takes in this.
Yeah.
And I really liked the nod to Bride of Chucky here. When Tiffany is performing the voodoo stuff to bring Chucky back to life, she uses a Voodoo for Dummies book. And Father Bryce uses an Exorcism for Dummies book.
Yeah. All these religious rituals for dummies.
These for dummy books are really like...
That's where it's at.
Yeah, they know what they're talking about. They're good with voodoo and exorcisms.
Where's the necromancy for dummies?
Do they even make dummy books anymore?
I don't know. I don't know if they're still in print. Probably.
They weren't always called dummies though. They also had and they would change them up here and there. It was like this for idiots or
for morons. Is what it really...
Yeah, for I don't know if they ever got that derogatory with it, but they did have other names. I remember they used to have in the Barnes and Nobles. I'll always remember when I was a kid. I wasn't much of a kid. I guess it was maybe late teens. But you used to go into Barnes and Nobles, and they would have a whole shelf.
Oh yeah.
Of those. I mean, every single topic you could imagine.
Yeah.
It was
remember
wild.
seeing those too.
Just this whole wall of yellow.
Right, yellow and black.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. So, I like the scene where Glenda confronts Dad, and they kind of cast Chucky aside, although they do go and grab his knife, and find the place where he carved his name into a pew. Why they would know where to find the carving on the pew, I don't know. I guess it's just coincidental. But Glenda goes and finds the knife that Chucky tells them about. And is what they kill Sister Ruth with.
Right.
So.
Well,
got good aim.
Really good aim. Initially, I thought
that was a risky throw, though, with a gun to Lexi's head.
Yes. Well, we always talk about that, how people involuntarily pull the trigger. So.
Oh yeah,
that didn't happen.
I think Lexi would have died.
So. So I initially thought that Chucky Prime had transferred into Glenda's body alongside them.
They kind of hint that. Sure.
With, killing Sister Ruth and the knife and everything. But I don't think that's the case based on the ending of the episode anymore.
No. No. So, from what I can gather, Dr. Mixter takes Chucky, and while they're running through the school, or whatever you want to call it, Chucky transfers his soul into her, and who gets shot is Mixter. So yeah, when Chucky gets shot through the jaw,
oh my gosh,
and then has his Willem Dafoe platoon death, I was like, oh, what is happening here? And the way Mixter runs off, I was like, okay, do they have another plan? Because we know this is the last doll, and that's Chucky Prime.
Right.
And it's they just killed Chucky Prime, and I was super confused. Yeah. But it does make sense now. They shot the jaw off, right? So it's the first thing that goes. And I don't know if Mixter was aware of this plan, that Chucky was going to switch. So, they shoot the jaw off, and then Mixter kind of has to sit there and just take it, and can't, scream out, I'm not Chucky, right? So that's why they remove her ability to speak immediately. But the jaw was actually jaw-dropping, literally.
Yes. Yeah, it was very unexpected.
But yeah, Dr. Mixer's was in that doll. And now Chucky is in... why Father Bryce blew up.
I don't know.
I
don't know.
Still not. He just was like, the power of Christ compels you to explode.
I think he was fighting him. Like, Chucky inside is what it felt like, so that caused him to explode because he had, like, such a strong will, but they both had strong wills, and they just, like...
I have no idea why he blew up.
I don't know. Because the Chucky that's in him is not Chucky Prime. It's the other bad Chucky.
Sure.
So.
I got nothing on that one. Who knows? The mother sucks cocks in Hellline to Devin, and then like him elaborating on that was pretty funny stuff to me. Like, but in your mom's case, she's really going to town. That stuff was really funny. And then we have the levitation scene.
Oh my god, that was hilarious. Just his face while he's floating up. It was like...
I have to say the effects in that scene, especially from above, looked pretty terrible. I don't know what was going on. Like, if you looked at the people below him... They
looked very disproportionate.
Yes.
For the way... I know. I noticed like, that what the too, hell? But I kind of just didn't care. Because Chucky's definitely one of those shows that because I'm so into it already... Like, I just am not bothered by any of those things.
But how hard would it have been to just, like, stick a pole underneath Chucky under the table and just rise him into the air with the camera floating with him above so that the doll just kind of moves?
I think they were puppeting, unless that was CGI facial expressions on the doll, which it's possible.
Oh, it might have been a puppet, but they CGI'd his background.
Yes.
And they did it horribly disproportionate where they were like, they actually kind of gave off like this rounded effect.
I know.
That was like around them.
Like a fisheye?
Really? Yeah, a fisheye. Thank you. Yeah, it looked like that. I was like, what the fuck is this?
I don't know.
Really weird.
I don't know what that was, but that scene made me laugh for sure.
This show, throughout its run, has had such a mixed bag of effects.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, like some Chucky looks amazing, and honestly, the best I feel like Chucky's ever looked in the series. Mm-hmm. And then other times, it looks so bad.
I know.
And I'm like, what the hell? And some of them are very comparable type scenes, where it's like, why you did this here and it looked amazing, and then you did near the same thing here and it didn't look good. How? What?
I don't know.
I don't either. I think they're just rushed. Yeah, and like they took some time on this one, and then the next one they were like, I don't have time to do that again. Could you just CGI around it?
That's possible.
I think they hit a time crunch on some things, and that rotoscope, fisheye, whatever the hell was going on.
It was funny though. It added like more humor just because of like how it already looked visually funny, and then to have them appear that way below it was hilarious.
Yeah. Anyway, I do love that Jake immediately tries to kill Chucky the second he enters the body.
Yeah.
Because I was just sitting there screaming like, I don't care what your deal with Mixter. We don't make deals with Dr. Mixter. Okay, so the fact they just grab him and shove his face in holy water. His face burning in holy water, like, I don't think Chucky's ever had holy water thrown on him in the series, has he?
I don't think.
If he has, then that's something, that's a little bit of a retcon, but I don't know if he has or not.
I don't remember it, but you would remember more than me.
I don't remember it either.
I don't know, he's evil.
Sure,
although he's been baptized.
It's the first time.
Yeah.
But that was good Chucky. And I think that proves that he Chucky really is a good Chucky, because he didn't burn.
Exactly.
And when he was in bad form, he did burn in the same body.
Right. But there's no way Chucky's making that water like boil on his own, you know, like it's reacting.
Sure.
So
I think that's a good evidence that good Chucky was real.
What I like too about this episode and this season, but especially this episode, like we get all of the voodoo magic and stuff, and obviously Chucky is supernatural, But I feel like now that we're getting like an actual exorcism that does work in some sense, and we're seeing like him levitating and that type of thing, I think that that's going to open, if the show has more seasons planned, avenues to explore other like religions and like rituals that can be done,
Yeah. I'm not really sure where the show goes from here.
I don't know either.
Because Glenn is shot protecting their mom. Bad move.
Yes, but
yeah, Tiffany's
Glenn
awful and needed to die. I thought Nika was going to kill her. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, wow. So that's that. But no. Mm-hmm. Glenn gets themselves shot. And obviously will be transferring into the Glenn doll. That's, obviously what's going to happen there.
Yeah.
Now, what would be interesting is if there's a bit of a fight between Tiffany and Glenn on who's going to enter the doll. Like, I need to get out of this body. Right? I was supposed to go into my doll. My doll's gone now. But because this doll is, like, related to me, maybe I can go into this doll now.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just saved your life and you're trying to take my only chance to survive.
Sure.
That would be a total, like, fuck you.
I could definitely see Tiffany behaving that way. And before Glenn was shot, I did think that Tiffany was going to transfer into the Glenn doll to escape, her notoriety now. But with Glenn being shot, I think that they're definitely getting into that doll. But it would make sense for Tiffany to be selfish in that moment.
The only reason I think that's probably not going to happen is because she very specifically states, I can only go into a Belle doll.
Yeah.
So I would assume that that's, pretty much binding. And I don't see any way out of it. But it's freaking voodoo and who knows. But
that could make, we were like, I know in the beginning of the show, like in the first season, we were talking about how like, like Chucky, what if he could transfer into like all these different toys and like, you could really change it up, but the Chucky doll is so iconic. But if it's like whatever thing that they transfer into, they can only transfer into another object that shape or whatever, or that same style. That would make sense why there's not more variety into who or what they can transfer into.
This whole you can only transfer into a good guy doll is just pure nonsense.
But I just,
Pure nonsense, but I think they keep it that way. I think they made that rule because they want to always keep the iconic doll.
Yeah.
Right? It's why Myers never changes his mask. Like, Haddonfield would still sell a Myers mask in 1988. Come on. They really didn't have a Myers mask at the local freaking drugstore. Bullshit. Bullshit. That thing would be banned off the planet. Anyway. But yeah, I just think I also call horseshit hard on that she can't find another good guy doll. It was the most popular toy in the country.
I definitely
and they remade another second line of them.
Yeah.
There's no way. There's no way. They're making them like crazy in the first movie. They're making them like crazy in the second movie. They relaunched the line in the third movie. There are hundreds of thousands of those dolls out there. It doesn't have to be a Chucky doll. Bullshit. It has to be one. I don't even think Chucky isn't the doll's name to my knowledge. Like the doll, I don't know what the doll's names are. We know there's a Tommy.
Yes.
Right? I don't know if we get many other variations of names, but Chucky is obviously his nickname for Charles Lee Ray. There's no way he grabbed a Chucky.
Right.
Like coincidentally, and it just so happens to mirror his nickname.
No,
like it's not a Chucky doll, it's just a good guy doll.
Yes, it is.
And there's gotta be thousands.
Yes.
He has 72. I think is the number they specifically give that he transfers himself into. There are thousands of good guy dolls out there. I guarantee it.
I do too. And I think that Dr. Mixter, like, that was the line, right? Like, I'm gonna help him take over the world, or like, whatever, right? Their master plan is to reintroduce him to the world. So I think that there is some secret hold of Chucky or good guy dolls somewhere that they can, use.
Go on eBay.
Right.
I mean, that's what they're doing. You can find anything on eBay, bro. Anything. But yeah, that's that. Very, very shocking episode. So many things happen. So many characters dead. So many. It's really wild to think. Good guy Chucky's dead. Freaking the final good guy doll is dead. That we know of.
Sister Ruth
is dead.
Bryce.
Jennifer Tilly.
This
is
a lot of death.
Carnage.
Yep.
In this episode. A lot of surprising stuff. And we'll see. We'll definitely see. Yeah, but like the Chucky actually title of next episode. Because they do. They kind of leave it open, but it's not. It's the Chucky laugh in Dr. Mixter at the end. It's definitely Chucky in there.
Yes.
So she probably just has a freaking Chucky in the trunk.
100%. There's some backup doll.
Or Chucky knows where the other backup dolls are that he's kept secret from everybody else. Like, everybody else thinks that there's only one Chucky left.
Right.
And then he's like, pfft.
It's like, I have a whole slew of them.
It'd be kind of cool is if the reason, like, the Colonel was kind of working in tandem with Prime Chucky. And he was to have, the reason he was, like, butchering all the other Chuckies is he was making some Frankenstein's monster Chucky doll.
A giant one. Like a full-sized.
No.
No?
No. What?
I don't know. Like
Chucky doll parts are only...
Yeah, but like he cuts the leg and he like
just long.
The thigh.
They just have like 6
arms.
knees.
Not knees. It would still be like the thighs and the shins.
Just like 2 thighs together?
Yeah. So, whatever. You're like a Frankenstein Chucky doll. That's what I thought.
No, I just think, he's just going to piece together a Chucky from killing all the other
and he could look kind of like he does in Bride, right? Or So, that would be cool.
But no, not like... He has like 5 Chucky heads together to make one big giant head.
Yeah.
Like, it would have like a baby Chucky head, even if... What could he do with the torso? How many torsos would you have to put together?
I don't know, you'd have to
don't
cut
think this was thought out
like,
in your head.
It was thought out.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was.
I want to see you take a bunch of good guy dolls and make them into like a full-size human somehow.
Give me like 50
What's the head going to look like? It's going to look like he's going to look like Beetlejuice at the end of Beetlejuice. He's going to a little shrunken head guy?
No, he's not. I'll cut it in a way that it like expands.
Cut it in a way?
Like his back, I could add more in the back.
She didn't think this through.
I did.
Guys, let us know what you think. Please don't say that you think there's going to be a full-size Chucky. Because that's not on the table.
There might be. You never know. And then when I'm right, I'll laugh.
I mean, I'd be down for like a crazy, like when Chucky has all the limbs put into him in Child's Play 2 and he comes out, he's not going to be. He's going to get a brand new body. We're going to see the original Chuckster back in action. He's probably going to walk in on some factory he has.
Oh my God.
Like, he's going to go down to like some town where they're like been manufacturing 1,000 Chucky dolls for him. And he's going to be like, do we?
Chuckyville.
1,000-ville. Yeah. I don't know if we'll ever get back to like a cult of Chucky again. I don't know if we're just going to have one Chucky from here on or if he's going to split his shit again.
I don't know.
We shall see. What do you guys think? Let us know.
Bye.